this is Dean, and it looks like I'm going to actually record the cello accompaniment for La Folia, but in fact, not in this video. This video is about all those crazy transitions that we have. And since it's going to be virtual, I thought maybe we could go over the game plan for how this piece is going to go. So I have with me La Folia, the violin part, and I have on the music stand that you can't see my part. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing, and because normally we would be the violinist and the cellist would be looking at each other and getting their tempo from each other and figuring all this out. But we do not have that luxury. So as a result, since it's my video, I'm just going to dictate everything that's happening. So if you have your pencil ready, here's what you can write. At the very beginning, it's kind of slow, and I will count us in. Dum, what is it? D. Dum, 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 whatever. That speed. But anyway, I will be counting that speed in at the beginning. And then as we end and are about to get into allegretto, then we will end it, and then I will go 2, 3. So the last note is D, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. So now you know you can write in, if you want, 2, 3 right before allegretto, and that will signal to you that you're going to be listening for me saying 2, 3. And then that I am calling variation number 1, the allegretto. Variation number 2 is allegro moderato, and let's see what I have at allegro moderato. The measure before allegro moderato, I have some eighth notes, and from that you will get the count. So what you might want to do at the measure before allegro moderato is write in what I have, which is, what do I have there? An eighth note, a rest, and then a bunch of eighth notes. Dun, 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 dun. I don't think you can really see that, but what I've done is I have written in, not very good to see, is it? We'll skip that idea. You're just not going to look at my stuff here. Anyway, I wrote in the symbol for an eighth note rest, and then I wrote in 3 eighth notes and a quarter note. Anyway, you'll get it when you hear it. So that means that we are now into variation 2 at allegro moderato, and I will be doing quarter notes there. Then at variation 3, where you have lots and lots of 16th notes, the tempo will be the same as what it was. I'm sorry. The measure before variation 3, this is now measure number 48, I'm going to give you eighth notes. Dum, boom, 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 boom. So that's where you get your tempo from. All right, and then we take variation 3 with all of your 16th notes, and then you have a dotted half note to end it. Dum da 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 dum. And I have 2 eighth notes and a dotted quarter. Dum, boom, boom. So that will be in tempo. One thing you can write there if you want is attacca, A-T-T-A-C-A, which is the Italian word for attacking, which means that there's no break in the tempo. And of course, once you hear this once, then you'll have it down. All right, variation 4. When you have, this is measure 65 for you, when you have dum 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 da da dum, and I'm doing a whole bunch of 16th notes underneath that. So that will be very easy for you to follow. And then we have andante. And at this point in time, there is a bit of a break. We're going from 3/4 to 4/4. So I will do my 16th notes. And then I will more or less end at that point, and then I will say 3 and 4 and then we're into the next variation. And that is andante. And I'm doing pizzicato at that point in time. All right. And then the allegro that comes after that, which is variation 6. I'm going to also say 3/4 right before that. So I'm doing boom, 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 and then I'll go 3/4, dum, 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 dum. That's what you have there. All right. No, what you have there is dum, boom, 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 boom. All right. So then you have a page turn. And then the page turn after that is 12/8. So I have written in my music that you have a page turn there. So then you will do the page turn, and I will wait a short amount of time, and then I will go 3 and 4 and then we're into the 12/8. So, I'm not going to go 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or whatever, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go 3 and 4 and dum bum 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 do 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 dum. Okay, so now that 12/8 part is all done, and now for the tricky part, which makes me have to correct my glasses. It's that tricky. You have dum bum 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 bum. And then you have, after the D, you have a C and a B flat, and they are eighth notes that are slurred together. Those are going to be the beat of the quarter notes that are coming after that. So, when we get to that point, the D that you play is when I am going to be saying 1, dum, 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 dum. How am I going to do this now? I will probably say 2, 3. And when I say 2, 3, those are your eighth notes. So it goes dum, bum, 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 2, 3. And those are da, da, da. And then the adagio, which is very hard to count. I have written out something that is straight quarter notes. So you will have syncopations against my quarter notes, and you'll have sometimes triplets against them and sometimes sixteenths. But I am rock solid steady in my tempo. So that is going to be pretty easy for you to follow, I hope. All right, and then that gets us into variation number 9, which is the allegro. And you have a quarter note rest after your A there in the variation before them. Dum de la da da dum. And then what I have is 3/8 notes. Ba da da dum. And those will be in the new tempo. So you'll be listening for those. Dum 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 ba dum bum bum da dum bum bum. And then we have a little bit of a rhythmic duet there. So that will be in tempo. And then we have variation 10. And let's see what we have here. I have a dotted half note in the measure before that, and then you have a quarter note and a half note. Dum dum do da da dum dum. And then at that point in time, I'm going to go 2, 3, and that will be the new tempo. And you're syncopated against my notes. You have like offbeats. Bum 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 bum. So I'm going to give you again a steady stream of quarter notes that you can syncopate off of. And then we go into variation 11. All right. And right before that you have D, D. This is in measure 144. And I have D, D. So we are in unison there. So you might want to write that in. And then the next variation 11 is going to be in the final tempo, and then the tempo will not change from measure 145 or whatever it is until the end of the piece. So bum 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 bum. You know, I'm doing your double stops for you there. You could kind of hear the double stops in that, I'm sure. Okay, so then here we are at variation 11, and I'm just probably going to say 1, 2, 3, and then we are doing another rhythmic duet. You change, I change, you change, I change our notes. And then we get into variation 12, which is your 16th notes. And I have the melody there. I actually have the La Folia theme. And most of the time in La Folia we start out forte and we go to piano the second time. And now we are reversing it. So this is kind of like one of these grand crescendos to the end of the piece now. It's signaling to the listener that we're done. So we start out piano, and then we go to forte halfway through it. So again, twice as much bow stroke. And then what I'm calling variation number 13 is your grand and glorious finale at measure 177, where you have double stops. I have a steady stream of nearly unplayable 16th notes. Why did I decide to do that for myself? I don't know. It's just an exciting line, and if I had more time to practice it, I would be able to do it, and maybe it would be turning out spectacularly. But as it is, it's like one of those left-hand parts for the piano, which a piano player can do. I don't know. Maybe it's easier for the piano than for me. And then you have a grand and glorious moment in measure 184, where there is a quarter note rest, and it's all you. And unfortunately, you will have to follow me on that because I can't see you. And so that will be in tempo. Okay? And then we have, at the very end then, I see that you have a retard. This is the penultimate measure, the one before the last measure. You have a 16th note D, but you also have a retard. And so I have written in that I'm going to be doing the same thing. I accidentally wrote mine in as a 8th note. But all the same, you'll be trilling on an E and an A, and I'm holding an E and an A as well, and then I'm doing a D with you, and then I'm doing a broken chord at the end. And so we will be in unison in our rhythm there. So you'll just kind of have to listen to me, and I'll do that. Okay, any questions? Ha! Of course you have no questions. This is like the easiest thing in the world. So because this probably took so long to explain, we're going to do another video for playing it. See you later.